Hi everyone, today is Sunday, June 7, 2015. What I'm doing today is I'm trying to propagate some of my strawberry. As you know here, this is a lot of strawberry here I planted last year. And during the fall, some of this strawberry actually produce fruit. So now it's summer and the strawberry and the plant's been putting out a load of strawberry fruit, you can see here. And the plant's also starting to produce a lot of runners, and that's one of the way that strawberry produce itself by producing the offspring. So the strawberry send out this kind of runner like this, long tentacle like this from the base of the plant, sometimes 2.5 feet long, sometimes just 6-7 inches, but sometimes it send out really long one like this one, over 2 feet long. So of course you want to send out as long as possible so we can cover as much space as possible and away from the mother plants. So the baby plants, so the young plants, offspring will not have to compete with the mother plant for nutrients. And that's kind of makes sense, right? Now there's two ways that I normally do this. I don't grow them from seeds, and if you know that strawberry produce seeds here from the outside. And have you ever tried to grow strawberry from seeds? It's really difficult. From my experience, I can tell you. Well, maybe some people can do it. For me, it has been a very difficult task. And I find that propagating from the runners, it's the easiest way to do it. So one way is that to leave them as the way they are, like this, on the ground. And as soon as the end of the strawberry, like this one here, touch the ground, eventually the roots will send roots down and it will grab to the roots, and eventually this right here will produce another plant. So naturally what I do is I take this pot like this, a 4-inch pot. Now I like to use a 4-inch pot. I think that's a good size because it has enough soil for the plant to grow. And like this here. I'm going to show you guys real quick. This is the kind I like to use, 4-inch pot like this with very beautiful back-end drainage. You can see here, like this. See that? So it has a lot of drainage, and it's kind of flexible a little bit, so you can pop them out once you're ready to transplant them. Also, I like to use my own soil mix. So in here I have peat moss, perlite, and warm casting. Okay, so the peat give it the medium, give it the body. The perlite give it this kind of fluffiness and drainage, and the warm cast help hold the whole medium together and also add nutrients to the soil. So when the plants are growing, it has some nutrients, and warm cast seem to be the best. And I like this mixture. This is my own mixture. Okay, so this is what I do. I pull the plant like this here, tentacle here, and I just stick them to the pot like this, and I pin them down with the little pin like this, so it doesn't move. Okay. Now once you start growing, you can tell this it starts growing, and at the bottom, the base, it's getting fattened up. You can see here. See that? Now from here, the plant actually can produce another runners too. So a runner within a runner. So that's how strawberry propagates itself. And I will probably cut off the runner here and just leave the original plant. That's all it is. Okay, and continue to water them, keep them moist, and they will grow nicely. Okay, so other ways, you can just leave them the way it is on the ground like this, and once they start growing, you can tell. You can tug them up. You can try and pull on them, and you can't really pull them up, and that's tell you that the roots are already forming in the bottom, and you can cut them off here and transplant them well. But I like to use a pot method, because once you start growing, all I have to do is cut off the runner here, the tentacle here, whatever you want to call them, and then the plant is ready to move and grow somewhere else, transplant somewhere else. So that's the easiest way for me to do it. Okay, so another plant I want to show you that I propagate this week. So here's another plant that I tried to propagate this week. This is my passion fruit vine. As you can see here, the fruits are forming here. With passion fruit vine, there's two ways that I think you can do this. Like I said, I never tried this before. This is the first time. One is using the vine like this and bear it into one of the pot. So I use 1 gallon pot like this, and I just bend it and bury the roots, and I remove all the leaves from the vine. So to leave the little bit top part. Okay. Now passion fruit vines are very brittle. If you bend them a little bit too hard, you can break them. So they're not very flexible. Even though they're somewhat flexible, but once you reach certain degree, like 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees, they'll break. Okay. But there's another way to do it. Is plant them directly into the ground. Okay, so here is another way that I saw people do it on YouTube. So I thought I might want to try it. So here's the vine again, and directly on the soil. You just bury it underneath the soil, and here goes again the other part, and just remove all the leaves, some of the leaves here, and hopefully the plant will root, and eventually you can cut off this end. How do you know when it's going to root? Well, I guess you have to tug on them a little bit, and once you know that it's hard to pull them up, and you know that the roots are forming, and all the leaves start coming out again. But again, you can leave them as long as you want. I mean, it doesn't really hurt anything. So I find that this is probably the most efficient way of getting another plant. Instead of trying to grow from seed, it kind of takes a little long to grow things from seeds. This way you already have a pretty big 12-inch plant ready to go, ready to transplant into another section of your garden. All right, so I hope you guys can try this if you guys have strawberry. And again, I want to propagate another, passion fruit plant, so I can plant them on another side of my garden. All right, well, thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, please post a comment for me, and if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching, and enjoy the passion fruit flower. So look at this, whole bunch of flowers everywhere now.